So children, again we will learn about the capacitor. We have discussed about the energy in a capacitor. So energy per unit volume, even what is the energy density. Today we will discuss about how does the dielectric behave in a capacitor. The capacitor is generally denoted by this symbol. This is the representation of a capacitor. Now, if this is a capacitor which has a fixed value, and if you have a capacitor with a variable value, it is called variable capacitor. Now, if there is a capacitor whose the plates, the charges are variable, then its diagram will be different, and it will be like this. And what are the uses of capacitor? The capacitors are used in various electrical circuits. They are used in the for charging and discharging actions. They are used as a filter. They are used in various other electrical circuits. Now these capacitors, they are used for radio tuning purposes. The variable capacitor, when you are tuning your radio, what you are doing, you are varying the capacitance, and hence the frequency also changes. Now this capacitor, we are using a various dielectric medium. So what is a dielectric medium? The medium which does not permit the electric field lines or electric charges to easily flow through it. Now these dielectric medium, they have a dielectric constant, and there is a dielectric strength. Now let us understand what is dielectric constant. Now we have learned that Fv, this is vacuum, or you can call it as air. This is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Now, if you calculate the force in the medium, then it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2. This is epsilon naught into epsilon naught divided by R square. Now you can also, if you replace this Q2, it will become E. So the electric field in vacuum and the electric field in a medium. Now if you divide F vacuum by Fm, so what you will get, when you find the value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught epsilon r Q1 Q2 by R square. So this is epsilon r. So this is called relative permittivity, and this is also relative permittivity, and this is also called dielectric constant. Okay. So you can also represent it by the electric field in the medium and the electric field that has been reduced due to the efficiencies. So dielectric constant K, it will tell us how much the force has been reduced or the electric field has been reduced. That means if there is a dielectric in a medium, then the EP will be always E naught by K. So the electric field will be reduced by the K times. Now the second thing is dielectric strength. What is the dielectric strength? The extent up to which an electric field can be withheld by the dielectric medium. The dielectric medium has got a certain limit up to which it can generate the electric field lines, and if you give more than that, then it will break. So that is called the dielectric strength. Right. So to understand dielectric strength, let us understand few terms. So, the first term is polarization. So whenever any dielectric, the polar or non-polar dielectric medium is placed in an external field, both will generate the dipole moment. Both will have a dipole moment when placed in an external electric field. So that dipole moment, vector P, that vector P will be, as you know, that it will be always an induced one. So now there is a term known as polarization density. Polarization density. So it is denoted by It is the dipole moment vector P divided by the volume of the dielectric. Volume of the dielectric medium. Now, vector P, so the volume will be AD. Now, as we know that if the charge is Q and the separation between the plate is D, then it will be QD divided by AD. So, this is Q by A. So, therefore, the polarization density is always equals to the induced charge density that is being developed on the plates of the parallel plate capacitor. Right? Now, the next term is electric susceptibility. So what is that? Electric susceptibility chi. Now this chi, so there are two, one is for electric, one is for magnetic, we will run afterwards. So this is chi E. Now chi E, we will find that vector P is proportional to vector E. So P equals to epsilon naught chi vector E. Right? Now, so this is a dimensionless quantity, epsilon naught. So this is also a dimensionless. So when vector P is linear to the vector E, then we call it as isotropic medium. Now here, what is the value of chi? Chi will be vector P divided by epsilon naught vector E. So this is the relationship between the P. So when they are linear, then we call it as isotropic medium. Now the next part is now the relationship between K and chi. So K equals to 1 plus. Yeah. Now we will see how does the dielectric strength and the dielectric constant and the dielectric strength vary for different medium. The dielectric, this will be kilovolt per mm. The mediums are vacuum. So vacuum will have 1.000 and this will be equal to. Then we have air, where we'll have 1.00054 and chi will be 0.8, and this is paper. Paper will have 3.5 and it is. Then we have mica. Mica will have 5.4 and 160. So these are the various